You know that I'ma keep it cool. With you I feel like breaking rules. On the edge, looking out with no parachute. You know I'm dreaming about us two, playing around without a clue. On the edge, cleaning out. With us it's all or nothing. Ooh, but guess I need more of you. With us it's all or nothing.
What are you doing? Wait for it to focus? Can you say good morning? I'm feeling a little bit better, huh? She's starting to feel a little bit better. We've been working outside. Well, me and Mauricio have been like alternating working outside today, trying to get the grass cut and the yard fixed up. I do like to cut the grass a little bit, so I did it this morning. I cut like probably 2/3, so he's doing the last 1/3 because it died. But are they both out here? Yeah. I wanted to show you guys that something Mauricio found out here. It's something very ugly. Hopefully it's still here. See that? It's freaking huge. Anyways, he said it was like a garden spider or something, but it's freaking huge, and apparently it won't bite us or attack us of any sorts. But I just wanted to show you guys that cool looking spider. Oh my god, she's so heavy. Oh, just your hands caught. All right. Anyways, we have like had a pretty like laid back Saturday, besides doing yard work, but our grass was really long, so it needed to be done. Plus this little one hasn't been feeling well for the past like couple days. It's been really hard emotionally and physically, like sleeping, and you know, I've done things with her that I said I would never do, like bed sharing, and it was to the point where she wouldn't let us put her down. She was just so clingy. So if I tried to put her in her crib, she wouldn't sleep. So I just had to figure out how to do it as safe as possible, for us to get any sort of sleep. I barely slept at all because it just freaks me out doing that, but it's what it needed to be done. But since she's feeling better today, I'm gonna start putting her back in her crib, or transitioning her back into her crib. She's like, no, you're not. She slept the best she's ever slept, but I'm just like, I can't keep doing that. Like, I was not sleeping well, nor was I comfortable. We're just hanging out while Dado is finishing the grass, and then he's gonna make some dinner. Are you really tired? You just woke up from like a 3-hour nap. Oh my goodness, you are tired. Look at your eyebrows, they're red. All right, well, even though she just woke up from a nap, I think she's tired again, which is fine because she's not feeling well. Her little bald spot, poor baby. So I'm gonna try to get her down for another nap, I guess, and see if another nap will help her feel better. Hopefully it does. We are done for today in the yard. Everything has to charge, so we have to go to the store and grab some necessities like diapers and probably a little bit of groceries and some things that we need around the house. Like, we need to get some fire ant killer and stuff like that. So we're going to Walmart real quick. It should be a quick and easy trip, hopefully. Hi, can you say good morning? Can you say hi? What are you doing? Are you playing? Oh, are you playing? You're a cutie. I love you. Good morning, guys. It has been a rough week, to say the least. The last 7 days, should I say. It's officially been 7 days since Lilia had like another UTI, and we are still battling a fever every once in a while. So she had a fever, she broke it over the weekend, and then yesterday she started to have another fever. I was like, okay, if it keeps going today, I will call the pediatrician, because they did change her antibiotics on, I want to say Monday evening. They switched her over to a different antibiotics because her culture grew out of bacteria, so they changed it to a more antibiotic that's targeted towards that bacteria. So I was like, okay, if she spikes another fever today, then I will call the pediatrician, because, you know, everywhere it says between 24 to 48 hours after starting an antibiotic, a fever should clear out. So that's what I'm hoping today. She hasn't had a fever at all. I think right now she's sitting at like 99, which is not a fever to me. You know, I've seen her at like 103.9 this time. I've seen her at, I don't know if she's gone over 104 or 104 yet. I want to say maybe once she was like 104.1, but it went down very quickly to like 103.9 is what I believe. So that was pretty scary. We ended up in the emergency room one time, and the only reason I took her in was because she was throwing up her antibiotics, she was throwing up her Tylenol, and I couldn't get her fever down, couldn't get antibiotics down her, and I was like, she needs to have something. So we took her in. They gave her a shot of antibiotics to help her feel better. And now she's on a specific antibiotic for herself. But now we're just doing some floor time. This whole week has been like chaos. She hasn't done like any floor time. She's literally been in my arms or in her carrier 99% of the time, just because she's super needy. But now she's playing. We're catching up on some floor time, some tummy time. We're practicing that. She's so close to sitting up on her own too. She has good days where she like sits up for like 5 seconds on her own and then falls, and then she has days where she just like can't sit up at all, but we're working on it. But yeah, I'm just hoping we're on the other side of this UTI, because it's so stressful to see your child, whether it's a UTI or a viral infection or a cold, to have a fever and them not to feel well. It's so rough. And you kind of just have to like have time. You like have to wait on time, and sometimes time just moves way too slow and you want it to move faster. But you know, we're 7 days in, and hopefully this is like, we're out of now the hard part, and she will start to recover. I'm gonna have it. You can have it in a second, okay? Ready? Ready, and go. Yay! You gonna do it by yourself today? Oh. You gonna sit by yourself? Good job, baby! Oh my goodness, good job! Up. Here's your book. Here's your book. Where's your legs? Let's fix them. Here you go. Oh, tummy time? Up. Good job, baby. Let's scoot you back just a little. Here's your book. Here's your book. You gotta use your collar. Here's your book. Go read time. Read time. Here you go. Whee! Good job, baby. Lilia just woke up from her nap, and I am boiling some eggs for egg salad for lunch. We also just got in our Misfits Market box, which I actually opened the first one. Oh no, my battery's gonna die. I opened the first one on camera and wasn't impressed, but since then they've improved significantly. I don't know if they talked to like their distributors here or what, but our boxes have started to come in like perfect shape. Our chips were open, but they probably just got popped in transit, so I just send them a message and they credit our account, so that's really nice. So I just washed all of our fruits, we mostly got veggies this time, but sometimes we get fruits and vegetables, and then like once a month we'll get meat. So I really like them. If you guys want to check them out, they're super convenient too. By the way, not sponsored, just us personally using them and loving them. Good morning, guys. It's actually a couple days later since I last filmed. Excuse me. We've still battling this UTI. This is day 8. They switched her antibiotics for the 3rd time. And if her fever is still here tomorrow, we have to go to the hospital. So here's to hoping this antibiotics kicks out this infection and we don't have to go to the hospital, but I don't know. I'm preparing for it. But when I went to go pick up her prescription, I also went into Target just to kind of walk around. I've been cooped up in this house for 8 days at this point. So we are going to North Carolina in October. So I picked her up this like little super fluffy jacket with little mittens and a hat. I don't know if it's gonna be that cold, but it does get cold here in Florida in the Panhandle. It gets a little bit chillier than where it does like in Jacksonville where I grew up. So I grabbed this because it was 20% off. I was like, okay, that's perfect. My house is a literal mess. Like I have nowhere to set anything. And then I also got her this onesie. This is Familia. It's like Latino Heritage Month. And if you didn't know, Mauricio is Cuban and his family is Cuban. So I got that for her. That's super cute that she can wear this month. And then this is my favorite. Milk Monster. This was just a little outfit I got for her as well for Halloween. Super cute. I love that. And then also got me a pair of jeans. I did buy me some jeans from the mall, but they were too small, so I have to return them or exchange them. If they have my size, then I will probably exchange them, but if they don't, I'm just gonna return them. But this pair that I got from Target were only $22, so if they fit, I'm thinking of returning the ones that I got from H&M that were like 45 or something like that, and then just like exchanging the ones I got at Aeropostale, because Aeropostale has like their jeans and their shorts like buy one get one free all the time. So that's where I went because I'm cheap and frugal and I like sales. But anyway, that's all I have really to update. We've had a rough couple days. My mental health is shot. Last night I didn't sleep at all. My mind just kept racing and racing and racing. I don't know why I didn't call the pediatrician yesterday. I just felt like this is really hard to explain. I should sit down and kind of talk to you guys about it, because I feel like this is super common within the medical field, and especially with parents or if you have a child, it's really hard for you to, okay, let me sit down and say this the right way, because I don't want to say it the wrong way. So you guys have really seen this. I'm probably gonna change this. I'm not a huge fan of it. But anyways, this whole 8 days that she's had a UTI, up until today, or should I say up until yesterday, I felt very like, I felt really like they weren't listening to me and they were ignoring me. They weren't recognizing that her UTI was as bad as it was, and I just felt like she wasn't getting better, but no one was listening to me when I was saying that. They just kind of were like, oh, just give it time, you know, it'll be okay. Like urology brushed me off. I even felt like my pediatrician was brushing me off at one point. And as a parent, when you have a child who is sick and who's prone to be sick, a lot of the times you think your child is sick when they're not sick. And luckily that's only happened to me once. I've only ever taken her to the pediatrician one time where she didn't have a UTI. The other 2 times that I've taken her in, this is the second time that I've taken her in that she's had a UTI. So I feel like just because I took her in that one time and she didn't have a UTI, they kind of just assume that I'm just gonna bring her in for everything. And the last time I was at the pediatrician, I was like, you know, I know they can get fevers from teething, they can get fevers from little viral infections, and what's the difference? What differentiates a UTI from those things? And she really said nothing. You know, the best bet is to just come in every time and get tested for a UTI, which I'm fine with. But when we get there and we kind of I felt like we were being bothersome. And unfortunately that's extremely common, apparently, when it comes to children that have, you know, chronic illness. I don't know if Lily's technically is chronic, but hers is congenital, which means she was born with it. Chronic means all the time. She doesn't have UTIs all the time, so chronic wouldn't be the right word, but congenital hydronephrosis, she's born with it. Now, I want to put this out there that I really love our pediatrician. We get along with her great, and I don't know if she was just having a bad day that day, or if she kind of got the vibe that we were questioning her judgment or her medical opinion, and we weren't at all. We were just extremely worried. Like, at this point, we kept, I mean, this was the second UTI in 3 weeks that she had gotten. And so once it came back that she did have a UTI, things kind of flipped. Okay, yes, she has a bad UTI. We need to get more urine. We need to send it out for a culture. We need to start her on antibiotics. We need to get you into urology. And that kind of kickstarted it. But from the time of when you call and when you get there until they actually know that that she has a UTI, I don't know. I just feel like they kind of just are like, oh, like, how do I explain this, like, without being ungrateful? Because I'm extremely grateful for our pediatrician. Am I extremely grateful for our urology doctor? No, I'm not. I don't like them at all. I've talked about it before, and we're supposed to have an appointment with them on next Wednesday. Today's Thursday. Shh, it's time for nappies. We have an appointment with them next Wednesday to try to mend things, because they know in our notes that we're not very happy with their office. But we do also have the second request pending in TRICARE to go to a different urologist in a different city. But anyways, that's kind of like the gist of it. Like, you should always find doctors that listen to you, and our pediatrician's amazing, and she's always listened to us. She's always helped us. She's gone above and beyond to be the best pediatrician she can. But I guess just that one day she was either having a bad day, or maybe it was just me being really stressed out. I just felt like, you know, I've been there twice in a month now, and they were just like kind of getting irritated. But then again, like, that's what happens when you have when you have a child born with a sickness, an illness, an abnormality. That'd be like the best bet for her. What I would category her as, like, she doesn't have an illness, she doesn't have a sickness, she just has an abnormality that causes illness and sickness. But basically my gist of this is to make sure that you find providers that you feel safe with. You find providers that you trust 100%. And if for any reason you start to doubt what they say, you know, you can always not say like, oh, I doubt what you're saying, but you can always bring up like, are you sure this is what's wrong? Are you sure this is the best bet? Like, and they usually reiterate, they usually pick up on that. But yeah, this experience has been really, really hard. We've really formed like a really big connection with our pediatrician, because we see her twice a month, at the very least twice a month, and we talk to her multiple times a month. So it's really hard. Some people only see their pediatrician like every 2 months, like the first couple months of baby's life. Like, you know, you go for the first appointment, and you go in for like the week, and then the 2 weeks, and then I think the next one's like 2 months old or something like that. But Lily has had so many doctors and so many medical interventions that I think at this point me and Mauricio are just so burnt out of talking to doctors. We just want to have a healthy daughter. We just want to be able to go to doctor's appointments for regular routine visits. We don't want to have to keep constantly thinking, is this a teething fever? Is this the start of a UTI? Is this a viral infection? Is it a cold? Like, what is it? What could it possibly be? So that's kind of where we're at right now. And one of the points that we're going to bring up to urology is that, you know, it's always, what if? What if it's a UTI? What if we dismiss it as a teething fever and it's the start of a UTI and it gets bad? What if it's a viral infection? Or what if it's not a viral infection, like we're guessing, and her stuffy nose is just a stuffy nose and she actually has a UTI? And like now she's been taking Tylenol every 4 hours for 8 days. And that's not good for her liver either. And she can't take like Motrin or anything like that because that's secreted directly through the kidneys. Tylenol is secreted through the liver mostly, and then it does go through the kidneys, but mostly through the liver. So I guess like there's a lot going on like with Lilia, and there's also a lot going on with myself that I hope to one day be able to open up about. and I think about it a lot. I think about a video that I could post that could potentially benefit a lot of people, especially mothers and first-time moms and postpartum moms and moms that get hit with all sorts of things from left and right and feel like they can never win in this world. I feel like I have a lot of knowledge in that, a lot of experience in that department, and feel like I could definitely make a video that would be worth a lot of women's while to watch, just to know they're not alone, because they're kind of hard to find. But yeah, that's kind of like an explanation on what's going on with Lilia, why I'm not picking up the camera as often, why I'm, you know, kind of distancing myself from everything I love, because through all this, I've learned that I know that I should matter. I know that my mental health and my well-being should matter. But if you're a mother or if you're a parent, you always put your child's needs above your own. And right now, Lilia's needs are really high. You know, she's sick. We don't know what the next step is. If she wasn't sick and we knew the next step and she wasn't getting UTIs and we knew we're waiting until 18 months to do anything, you know, I could really focus on myself and take care of myself. But at the same time, like, it's really hard to do that right now. So that's kind of why, I mean, I've had people message me and say, like, why aren't you posting videos? We miss you. Lily's growing up, we're not seeing it. And those messages hurt because I love vlogging. I love it more than anything in the world. And a lot of people believe that you do it, that people who do social media do it for the money. And for me, it's not about money at all. It's about that I've watched YouTube since I was 12. I've watched family vloggers from being 12. I'm 24. I started watching Just Fam when Lilia was born, when her daughter was born. And what was that, 11 years ago? So like 13 years old, I've been watching her. 13 years I've been watching her. And for me, I've always envied it. I've always loved it. I've always had a big imagination. I feel like being able to talk to a camera, you have to have a big imagination, and you have to be willing to feel weird and feel uncomfortable in front of people. But yeah, that's where I'm at. Like I said, I feel like it's close for me to come and speak about everything I'm feeling and everything what's going on with me personally. But right now, my focus is getting her ready, or getting her better. And once she's better, then I can focus on that. And I can come back full force, 100% ready to face, or ready to achieve my dreams. But my dream right now is to get Lilia better. So I need to achieve that dream first.
I'd run 1,000 miles if I could run